Hello and welcome to improveddrawing.com. Now, in this clip I want to discuss how to draw simple symmetrical objects. Okay, now obviously when you're a beginner, one of the things that's really going to move your drawing on is learning how to reduce forms from observation into the basic shapes. So it's always a good idea, I feel, to work with regular objects which can be reduced down to very, very simple forms, and that will then allow you to progress onto more difficult irregular shapes. So what I'm going to focus on now is just a wine bottle. With a glass at the bottom. So as you can see here, what I'm doing, I'm beginning with this is centre line. This is regular form, regular shape. And you can always compare and measure objects with the pencil. Just refer back to the proportions, the relative proportions of the objects. Is one aspect of the object in proportion in relation to another aspect, for example, the bottom in relation to the top, or the width or shape of the top of the bottle in relation to the bottom of the bottle. So just keep comparing those aspects of the objects you're drawing from observation as you draw continuously, as you are actually looking at and observing the objects, which I'm trying to do now as I'm working here. So as you can see, this is the centre line really does give you the ability to think about and build up really the shapes and the form of the object, and this can then be developed into some sort of elliptical shape, as you can see here. You can be pretty loose at this stage of the drawing. Always drawing with a very sort of faint line. And that will then allow you to be a little bit more definite in the details that you're drawing, as you can see here, which I'm starting to do now. Just think about your eye level in relation to the object as well. For example, ellipses at the top will be shallower than the ones at the bottom of the drawing here. To produce this drawing, I'm working with a very sort of faint line, 2H pencil, really light faint lines at this stage. And once you sort of become confident and feel confident with your drawing, you can begin to draw and add separate objects, as you can see with this drawing here. So at the very bottom of this drawing we have a glass. Again, focusing on those elliptical shapes, continuous lines, centre line again, just compare one side to the other visually, and you can measure with the pencil. Look at the spaces in between as well. Constantly compare side and measure. And then you can begin to add things such as the side of a table or a side of a tablecloth, just to give the drawing a little bit more stability visually. That then will allow you to begin adding more detail. So where objects which are in front can be drawn a little with a slightly more definite line, just to create that sense of space. Now, once you've added detail to the drawing, you can begin to add a little bit of tone with a softer grey pencil. As you can see here, just quickly building in areas. Drawing in those reflections, you see, very loosely. Progressing onto the finer details. Just quickly adding those areas of tone or reflections to the side of the pencil, just using a hatching technique at this stage before we add more definite detail. Just gives you an indication where those reflections are. Varying the strength of line from dark to light. Just working your way around the objects. Now you can find a detailed description of how to produce a still life drawing at my blog improvedrawing.com. Alternatively, you can click the link below this clip and visit the blog post that relates to this subject, still life drawing for beginners, and really just focus and details how to progress through maybe your first drawing, how to arrange objects, proportions, reflections, and some alternative still life drawing ideas which may interest you. So I hope you've enjoyed this clip and it's been informative, and it's given you basic insight on how to actually produce a simple basic still life drawing using symmetrical regular objects, which will then give you a platform to progress onto more detailed, more advanced techniques using various materials and techniques. So again, thank you for visiting improvedrawing.com, and hope you've enjoyed this clip.